Hello. After days of waiting, today's a day when I finally show you how this predictive management dashboard works. And as I promised, I will show you how you can build one yourself. But first, let's discuss the motivations and the driving force behind this. Every day we are bombarded with information that make us weigh our options, manage our resources in order to reach a specific target or goal. In a world driven by data, it is often perplexing and overwhelming. How you can translate this into actionable items with the ability to see the financial impacts today and in the future. This is the same challenge I faced in my own job. So, I know that I have complete data, powerful information at my fingertips, but I needed a way to translate this into a more readable, meaningful information so that informed decisions and intelligent actions can be made. I have a database complete with all the information needed to manage the business effectively. Jobs per country are recorded. What type of job or product line is involved? Is it drilling, logging, or measurements? Customer and service type, which is dependent on the product line. So if it's drilling, choices are either motor or RSS. If it's measurements, choices are MWD, memory survey, or real-time survey. That's all the other job elements, like the number of runs, the depths drilled, flow rates, operating time, and the revenue. It also has the operating costs from different operating costs like rental or repair, labor, and variable costs. These are summarized on this table and chart showing labor cost contribution, rental cost contribution, repair cost contribution, others, and total cost. Distribution of the cost is also shown here, where the variable costs are the biggest contributors to the operating cost. All of these are elements that allow calculation of profit and loss, and which costs affect the profitability. And then I was able to merge into this powerful dashboard with all the information and predictive functions of a true business intelligence system. Let us first get acquainted with the different elements and features of this dashboard, starting off with the sliders on top, which allow us to focus on any specific country or multiple countries of interest. We also have the slicer for the months, where we can focus as well on individual months or multiple months. This month slicer also plays a crucial role in the predictive nature of this dashboard, and we will go into more details on this as we go along. Over here at the revenue section, you will quickly see the revenue generated per country. You will also know which countries are generating the most revenue or the least revenue. We will also be able to see which product lines are contributing most to your revenue, and the revenue per customer section shows you which customers you are generating the most revenue or the least revenue. Over here at the revenue and forecast section, you can see the relationship between revenue and predicted revenues, represented by the orange bars behind. As of now, our revenue is behind forecast by 2.7 million, or behind forecast by 13%. Profit and loss section, this shows us that we are having an operating profit of 22.2%. The individual breakdown per country is shown here as well. You can see Indonesia has negative profitability, and Malaysia has the highest profitability at 47%. We also have the profit margin trend, where in an instant you can see how your profit is increasing over the months. Profit margin table shows you the breakdown of profit from each country. Moving on to the special features of this dashboard, over here at the top left corner is our home screen button. This dashboard has navigation features, which I will also show you how to create this. We have a quick setup where entries are inputs for target margin and months to average. The operating expense can be modified. Right now, target margin's at 25%. Let's change it to 30%. As you can see, changing it to 30% also changed the color scheme of our profit margin, which means that the green bars indicate the months where the desired profit margin were achieved, and blue, while you have profit here, it shows you instantly that the profits here are below your 30% desired margin. Let's pull it back at 25%, and loading your target margin increased the number of months where you hit your desired profit margin. Another feature is the number of months to average your operating expense. This is very helpful in helping us compute for the accurate expected operating expenses based on previous months. In order for us to predict accurately the future profitability of the company, we should have a baseline operating expense. We know that we will have predicted revenue, but to predict the profitability, we need to have an accurate estimation of the operating expense. We have a record of our operating expenses from January to October, and we got this from the financial reports generated by the accounts team or the accountants. We don't yet have the operating expenses for November and December. It has not yet been finalized, but we need to know what will be the expected operating expenses for November and December, and we can do that by reviewing our previous operating expenses. As you can see here, in January, total operating expense was 1.4 million. In February, it's 1.3 million. In March, 1.1 million. April, 1.2, so on and so forth. Between June and July, there's a noticeable decrease in the operating expense by almost 300,000, and there's a very good reason to that. Due to the predictive capability of this dashboard, we were able to see that future profits will begin to decline, as you can see here. So, we had to do some cost-saving measures in order to limit the decline of the profitability. That's why, after all the cost-saving measures, the operating expenses started to be reduced. And due to this reduction, it's only wise to say that our November and December operating expense should reflect the same amounts from July to October. And that average is shown here, which is 1.1 million. If we didn't do this and average all the months, the average of operating cost of 1.2 million is less representative of the expected operating expense in November and December. By setting the number of months to average to 4, we have operating profit of 20.2. However, if we use all the months from January, so that's 10 months, not is the profit decreased drastically to 18.6. from 20.2. So that's a 2.4 decrease in profitability. And as I said, the average operating costs from July to October will be more representative of the expected operating costs for November and December, because the cost-saving measures are still in effect in November and December. There's also a feature where if you exceed the number of months, it won't allow you to enter that number, so there's an error catching mechanism so that you will not enter an invalid number. Now let's look at the profit margin trend. This represents the actual profit trend that we saw in June, before our cost-saving measures, because the operating expense was way higher from January to June. If we didn't implement cost-saving measures, this would be our expected profit at the end of the year, only 3.3 million. But because we saw this, and we wanted to reverse our fortunes to cut our losses, we started implementing the cost-saving measures, and so we achieved lower operating costs. And that's why, if we use this lower operating costs to predict our revenue for the end of the year, so I'll type in 4, we managed to arrest the decline, and we are expecting a net increase in profitability of 3.6 million instead of 3.3 million. This just shows you how really helpful and powerful this dashboard is. It helped improve the situation of a real company. As you may have already noticed, there's a ton of features that you will be learning when you build this dashboard with me, starting from database setup, pivot table and charts, slicers, dynamic formatting, the camera function, and much more, including AI. Most important of all, you will learn real business analytics that will help you make more informed and intelligent decisions to manage your business more efficiently and effectively, and into profitability. Let's start building this dashboard. If you like this video, hit subscribe and follow WorkXcel Frontier.